Welcome to the podcast From Stress to Success Blueprint. I'm your host, Lolita Guarin, and today's episode 177. And we just actually started. Today is the third episode about why are you not successful in your life? Definitely, there are lots of things we need to do in order to be successful and change in our lives, which I already did 2 weeks of addressing stresses that has to do with changing in your life. Um, and we all want to be successful and we need to do so many things. But, this kind of invoke a lot of stresses and anxieties. So that's what I'm addressing in this 2 week time. Maybe I will even extend it if you will let me know what you want me to talk about. Okay, so um, we'll talk about today about something that's holding a lot of people back from being successful is procrastination. Yes. I covered procrastination a few months back, but I thought it's a great thing to revisit because it is definitely one of the items on the list. If you want to be successful, stop procrastinating. Okay, so there are two things that I want to address that it's like a two-sided coin, let's say. On one side is why are we procrastinating? It is because it's serving us. Yes, I know I said that. It's like, what do you mean it's procrastinating is serving me? This is not serving me at all. Everything we do, it's serving us in some way. There is no coincidences, there's no such thing as randomness. It's like everything has its purpose. We also do everything that serves us. We don't just do random acts. We don't. We know what we're going to. You wake up and you know already what you're going to do. There's a purpose why you're doing all of this that you do. Even your breathing, you're doing this so you survive. The same goes for any action that you take in your life as well, such as procrastination. So, when I read great words, and I don't remember why, because I always read something, it really explained a lot about procrastination that it's really has to do, and that's the one side of the coin, okay? Because I'll be talking about a different point of view that I kind of think of. So bear with me here and tell me which side you agree with. That I'll be very happy to read your comments. So procrastination might be, one of the things that really came from your dysfunctional family that you grew up, your patterns, your childhood trauma, also you protecting yourself from success. Simple as that. Because naturally, we are human beings and we really want to be belonging to a group. So if somebody is not the same opinion as ours and they the authority, we will make sure that our opinion is the same as theirs in order to survive. Maybe we'll have opinion different, but action-wise, probably will be the same. So if let's say you that kind of person that grew up in a family that nobody went to college and you want to go to college and you just cannot find the time and energy of applying for the college or actually finishing and graduating from the college, there's always something in the way and you don't feel like, and or even worse, you get sick and all of this, and you know it could be because you don't want to disappoint your authorities because you might be punished if you step out of the line. You know what I mean? um Also, it could be a pattern of something that you already learned how to. They've been always been told to you that you will be procrastinating, you will fail. So you're like, well, I remember failing was not a nice feeling, so I want to protect myself from that. Also, you may protect yourself from success altogether. Because if you were a child and you were not celebrated for who you are and you were not being told great words about your accomplishments, or even worse, if let's say you grew up in a family where you have other siblings and you were the successful one, like, oh yeah, I got the best grades, I wanted to do this and this, parents, your authorities or whoever was around, they may even tell you, no, don't run so fast. You need to wait for your siblings. So you always kind of came up with the idea like, okay, I have to be like everybody else. And it's great if those everybody else are successful people. Then you're like, well, I need to be with everybody else, so I'm going to be successful. But if they're not really that successful, you're going to hold yourself back out of loyalty. You will. That's so true. And I want to now ask yourself, do you procrastinate? And what do you think that procrastination coming from? Because you might be holding yourself back because you don't want to be punished. Although it sounds funny, it's like, what do you mean? Like success is such a thing that will be such an amazing thing. I will even support those, siblings that are behind me. No, because we are so, we've been trained since childhood to not give up the life supply. They need to feed us, and we want to make sure we're safe. So we will do whatever it takes to belong to that group. That's where we have when somebody is feeling lonely goes and finds some group of people that doing horrendous things, but because they are accepted in that group, they feel like they can be taken care of. Somebody sees them there, they will do anything, the most atrocious things that you can imagine for humanity, just in order to belong. Because we're humans, we need other humans. We need to belong. So that's the one side of the story. I can talk about 4 hours, obviously, as you can tell. Okay, now the second side of the coin, and I just had this conversation last week with some business owners that I went to a meeting to. Um, there's what they call there's divine timing. Some things you might be really want to do, but it's like, I don't know, it's just you don't really have this feeling of doing it because you naturally, intuitively postponing it until it's the right time. That's just my another take, okay? Leave me a comment below and tell me what do you think the procrastination is where it's coming from. So it's like, okay, but all right, well, it doesn't matter where it's really coming from. What am I going to do about that? And what you will do about that is when you identify, really is, identify the project or something that you're working on right now and you like procrastinating, doing it or finishing up or whatever, and really truly ask yourself, where is this coming from? Is this coming from an environment that you already learned to hold back? Are you afraid of success? Are you afraid to be seen by other people? Or you just kind of have this feeling that this is not the time to do it. That's very important, what you're going to do about that. Because if it's the first way that you figure out, okay, this is actually coming from somewhere else, then you need to work on your limiting beliefs and write it down, the whole list of things. What you actually good at and what you were successful in, and then pay attention to every single thing you do. You're like, I don't know, I'm not successful. Did you get to work on time? It's a success. Not everybody gets to work on time. You can create a list of things that you do and to succeed and you're amazing at. You can even ask people who love you to give you a list of at least 5 things that they think you are amazing at. And you will see there's plenty successes that you have every single day. So when you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm afraid of success, I'm afraid of this is procrastination, remind yourself that you're very good in other things. And guess what? Nobody died because they were successful. I mean, I'm talking about regular people here, okay? You and me, that we will not kill people around and count this as a success. Just a disclaimer right there. Um, But if you feel like you procrastinating because it's just there's something inside of you saying, hold on, hold on, hold on, then just hold on. Especially if you already know that you have a history of a very good intuition and you already know, like, well, when I listen to my intuition, they always right. Or like if I hurry up when they told me to hold off, then I get myself in trouble. Or, oh, my intuition said that I really need to go get it, but I was not really there and then I passed the opportunity. So this really very up to any individual, you. And if you need help, you're welcome to book a session with me on beamazingyou.com. And leave me a comment. Yeah, I know I already told you like 3 times. So thank you for listening. If you're still here, for those who are new listeners, thank you for visiting and hope you will subscribe to my channel. And tomorrow we'll be talking, of course, again about things that can be very stressful, and that's why it's holding us back from being successful. Wow, that sounded like a poem.